I had a really lazy day the day before this, and today the weather wasn't any better, to be honest. But I said to myself, there's no way I'm staying at home again today. Went to Ueno Park once again because there's a bunch of museums around there, and I had picked one and I wanted to go in. As you can see, it was raining down upon us that day, and there was actually no one at the park, which was really fun because all the food stalls were like completely empty. The flea market was empty. You could just shop and do whatever, and there was no one around you that was gonna really bother you. Look at this one sakura tree though. This was so funny. All the tourists and everyone around was flocking towards it. It's the only one that was in bloom. God, the systems here is crazy, but you can't imagine how glad I was I found this, an umbrella locker. Got a ticket for the permanent exhibition, but obviously I couldn't film inside. I did take photos though, because I felt like everyone was taking photos, but look at this one painting. I couldn't take a photo because there was too much security staring, but by far the most vivid one. It was beautiful. Must have matcha ice cream. Absolutely delicious, but I wish I'd seen this sooner. But actually Haagen-Dazs was giving out free ice cream. Still got it though. That didn't stop me. Why can't we have things like this in Europe, please? There was a crunchy bit and it was strawberry and it was freaking delicious. And then I started making my way to Neza Shrine. I had actually forgotten that this was one of the shrines that had like the torii gates, but listen to this. I walked into this random store. It said it was selling stamp books and I got excited. I got one and the man inside gave me a little crane and I freaking almost cried. It was so cute. Anyway, I got to Neza Shrine and it was the perfect freaking timing. There was basically no one here, although I did hear Bulgarian speech. I took all the pictures I wanted and it was practically empty, with or without disposable camera. Not gonna lie, these people in front of me kind of made the scene really nice because they were wearing the traditional clothing. And just everything was perfect, like the lighting and the sun and the clouds and it's blue sky, and it was perfect. I saw people stopping to film whatever was in this pond thing, but I didn't realize there was like a bunch of turtles everywhere. This was one of the first things, ever since I've watched Naruto, one of the first things that I've always wanted to taste. I feel like it's not gonna taste like anything and it's just a rice cake, but my illusion is that they're actually sweet. Maybe they are, I don't know. I'm kind of hoping that they're sweet. They are, in fact, pretty neutral. They're kind of sweet, but more so neutral. Today is Shibuya Sky Day, but I had some time before my time slot, and it was a gorgeous day outside. It was like 22 degrees. It was wonderful. So I went out to a nearby shrine. I was looking at these wooden plaques with like wishes, and I saw one about Enhypen. I'm going to translate. I want to know what this says. It was essentially about showing support. Apparently, this was lava from Mount Fuji brought here. This is what Google Translate tells me it is. And while I was going to my next destination, I saw this drink, which I've been so dying to find in a vending machine, and I finally did. This is what I wanted to find, the King Kong head, but unfortunately the building was under construction, so instead I started walking back home. I found a place that sold croissants. I'm basically not eating this entire day. Bro, when I tell you that I low-key got confused here, this was the one time where Shibuya Station really, the one point for Shibuya Station, honestly. I was panicking because I didn't have a lot of time. My time slot was like between 20 past 3 and 40 past 3, and it was busy. It was a Saturday. Everyone was in this mall place thing, but I managed to find the elevator. I got up. There wasn't actually that many people going to Shibuya Sky specifically. This is the view right before you head up on the actual special elevator. And here we're ready to meet Jesus. As you know, it was an incredible day to be at Shibuya Sky this day because it wasn't overly hot or sunny. I mean, it was hot, but it wasn't like boiling hot. No wind at all. It was great. All the skirts and dresses that I saw, you guys were honestly winning because it was the perfect weather for that. Once you get up on the escalator, you get up and see the view also of the helipad where everyone was laying down. There's also a section where there's these little like hammocks. There was a place with actual sofas too. People tend to like kind of get up and walk around quite often, so you can totally just sit down and lay down wherever you want. I came at a point where apparently not a lot of people had booked this time to stay for, you know, like the sunset. There was also a Sakura Road. What is this? So actually there wasn't a lot of people. There's Tokyo Tower. I could take photos at any spot comfortably. I stayed at this table section and they actually had a Spotify mix. How cool is that? The Google building was right in front of us, on one side at least, and someone in their office had written a little note. I didn't get the chance to film going down the escalator during sunset, but this was fully empty, as you can see, during this time of day. It was like 4 p.m. at this point, and this was the last clip before I left due to unforeseen circumstances. Once again, boy oh boy is Shibuya busy, especially on a Saturday, especially at night. Sheer amount of people is incredible. It's the next day. I'm jumping very, very fast here, just flying through these locations. But obviously I went to Tokyo Tower, another beautiful day. I filmed every possible angle except that one secret spot. I feel like I'll have to come back for that one. There was kind of a line and I also forgot my tripod, so we'll be back. I went to Azabudai Hills because I had heard that on the 33rd floor it's free entrance until the 17th of April and you can go and see Tokyo Tower from above. But unfortunately, it's basically reserved for people who have business there. Like you're either going to the cafes or whatever, you know, like I didn't see very many people going there is what I'm saying. So this was all very freshly built and it's essentially like the Gangnam sort of area where all the high luxury end brands have located themselves. I think anything in Tokyo that's named something Hills tends to have like luxury brands. And here's also the new Team Lab Borderless place as well. Garden Plaza C. Okay, I saw a bunch of people walking around with Cartier roses, so I figured they were handing them out for free, but actually this felt very exclusive, not like the Haagen-Dazs thing. I walked past like back and forth, you know, oh, maybe they're gonna offer me, but I think there was something with QR codes and posting on social media, so they didn't want to bother explaining, I think, to the foreigners. I was actually kind of bummed because I really wanted like a Cartier rose. I'm probably never walking into any of their stores to begin with, so, you know, this is the closest I would have gotten to something from theirs. But overall, Azabudai Hills is actually quite a large area. You have different sections. We saw the C1, there's A and B where you'll find different restaurants and galleries and shops. I dare to say it almost feels like you're in a different country actually. See, this is the thing that sucks being alone. I felt really overwhelmed with all the choices in Azabudai Hills and all the places felt like really complicated to understand, like the restaurants and cafes and whatnot. So I just sat down at a convenience store, mate. And then I went to another shrine. I love shrines, okay? But looking at the freaking stairs, I panicked a little bit. But then I saw people going up the escalator and I was like, ooh, thank God, because I ain't no way climbing those stairs. I could, but I had walked way too much that day, so I was kind of giving myself a break. The shrine was really nice. They had a bunch of places selling, you know, like the stamps and the omamori, so I lined up and actually got something because they were selling the thing that I was exactly looking for, like the little pocket things. Other places seemed to be selling more like keychain type stuff. I was pretty set on going to the matcha Tokyo in Harajuku, and I'm glad that I did because it was actually really, really good. I got a matcha coconut float and it was just so nice. If you have the chance, honestly sit down and drink your drink and throw it out because I was carrying it around all day. But I was making my way to Takeshita Street because it was the one place that I had actually skipped walking around before. Like I went to Harajuku, but I missed out on that street. I don't know why. There was a couple of moments where we genuinely got stuck and it was very, very chaotic here. I'm not gonna lie, I'm genuinely surprised that local parents come here with their kids, like tiny baby kids. People are pushing and pulling and stomping, like it can get messy here real fast. But anyway, that's the end of another vlog, another set of days.